Welcome, everybody. We'll get started shortly. We'll wait for rest of the folks to join in, and then I would quickly go over our agenda for today. And yeah, let's give it a couple of minutes. Okay, so we do have a couple of people already. So let me quickly brief you. So today we will be going over our solution and what we bring to you, and then we would give you a quick demo and give you a presentation on what we have to offer you. So initial 15 minutes we will do a quick presentation, and then we would give you a demo of our system, and then after 30 minutes whosoever wants to stay back for questions are welcome to stay. And today the presentation will be given by Mr. Ram. He'll be giving you the overview of our system. So I'll just wait for him to join us.
Hello, everybody. Well, welcome to our webinar, and I hope you all having a wonderful day. I'll have a quick introduction. My name is Ram Upadhyay, the founder and CEO for Heavy Vehicle Inspection HVI platform. We are based in California, Silicon Valley, and this presentation is specifically focused to our fleet managers, maintenance managers, and the people in industry who spend a lot of time doing planning, execution, and this is all about focusing how the new technology could make a difference in your day-to-day life. So with that, I would go ahead and start the presentation. And first, we're going to focus just on the basic part of it. The term AI doesn't mean beyond the value to our customers or the people who are going to be utilizing it. So in this, we would journey three different areas. And before that, a brief introduction of the HVI platform. This is a dedicated platform for the mixed fleet. If you have earth-moving asset, vehicles, construction, oil and gas, forestry, mining, utility, all those assets, how well you can manage, keep all the paperwork at one place. That's what we present here. Provides you daily inspections, audits, entire fuel management connected to your fuel cards, entire safety management modules, the life cycle of maintenance, inventory management, purchasing, integrated to your GPS, telematics, accounting software. So to run an autonomous journey for you, projects logbook from the field operations. That's pretty much about heavy vehicle inspection. Now we dive to what does AI do here, what we are talking about. So We would be seeing it with the example problem statement. We'd be seeing like how we do the things today, and in the AI systems being engaged in the background, how they change the whole work environment for us, where they kind of assist us with a lot of value. So this is a step one, and here I'm diving in, considering that I have my fleet, and for me, maintaining my service plans, I could do it in the Excel, Google Sheets, perhaps on a piece of papers, or using other softwares. But categorically, if we evaluate, it takes a lot more effort to have a well-planned system going on daily and weekly basis. For example, in this example, I need to plan. First, I need to know what all services we have this week going on, which are coming for this week, which perhaps may go overdue. Or in order to figure it out, if I'm putting a new service schedule, I need to know what kind of faults we got, or if there are any DTC codes coming out of the machineries, and then put it all together. Let my team know that it's coming. And that is where the system brings a lot of value. If we look on the other part of it, there we look on the data utilization. So all the systems connected for you may have your GPS, telematics, OEM machineries directly coming, fuel cards, accounting softwares, and you may have other tools. When that information is connected at one place, that's where it makes a flawless system which assists you a lot, and you do not have to go in multiple areas to find out and put together a service plan. So that's where we're going to be seeing how does that work and how it saves effort for you. Flowing through that, I'm kind of iterating a journey, considering in this example, if I have to put a service order for a machinery or for a vehicle, like in this example, we would see there are a bunch of things goes on. I need to make sure that there are no fault codes coming. If my drivers, operators reporting issues through the DVIRs, through the inspection reports, I have to put all those faults and issues together. If there is any incident, safety issues originating in a maintenance need, we need to put them together. And then I would be looking what this service entails. For example, a 500-hour service, so what all jobs need to happen as part of that. I have to create a consolidation of all that information in a single maintenance work order and have it available at the time of service. This is a good deal of information collection if I do through Excels manually or any other traditional softwares. But our AI system puts it all together for you. You do not have to keep looking 3 months worth of all the inspection reports. Whichever was faulty, it pulls it automatically, puts it there. So it's a great deal of automation where the manual effort is no more needed, and it repeats it for entire fleet. So you never miss that, oh, my driver saying it's a cut in the tire, but we forgot to put it in the order, right? Or perhaps I had an issue with my attachment, but it's not included in my order. All that is taken care by these new AI systems. Once you have an order in place, which is happening automatically, so if you have a bunch of service orders coming this week, you do not have to manually click and create orders. It automatically creates the work orders, sends email notification, app notification, reminds the people, hey, this order got created for this as it is coming for service based on hours of usage or the calendar. Then comes part two of it. Uh, for that service, you start planning. Do you have inventory? Do you have the right spare parts? And that's where there's another value point here, or there's a problem statement. If I have bunch of excavators, different models, dozers, trucks, only few people know with the experience and time that which specific service part would go for which task. If I have to change a filter, I know that filter change is needed, but for this OEM, this model, this category asset, which filter will go? In this example, I got four filters. They all are filter, but which one would go for this model? Now that knowledge is also AI maps it up here and makes it super simple for you. So a beginner planner could also do that, or for you as an experienced person, it saves the time. You do not have to manually look it up in your inventory. It finds it itself. Not just it's gonna find for you, it's gonna do even more. It figured out, hey, this is the part gonna go as part of this service job, and you have it in your inventory. You have it, okay, it reserves it for you. So, you're not in the surprise when your asset is open for maintenance or down in your workshop. The part is reserved for it. It's gonna tell you this storage rack, this bin, here it is. Kind of, streamlines their journey. Manually, I could do the same, but it takes time. I have to consistently keep doing it. So that's where it frees up time for you. Now, this goes even more interesting. If you have out of stock, the service part is not available, what would you do? You would engage the procurement process. Either you go in your procurement system, look up that part number, create a purchase requisition, put a purchase order, and still, if your maintenance and that system is not connected, you wouldn't know that have you received it or not? Has the order been placed or not? And that's where AI works flawlessly. It gonna automatically create a demand purchase requisition. If you are using any existing purchasing system, it's gonna go ahead and create that automatically. HVI has its own AI driven purchasing system. It can directly place a purchase order, send it to your vendor, send an uh, email back to you that, hey, we placed this purchase order because for this upcoming service, you do not have that part in your inventory. So that's pretty much really a value add because even if I forget or I'm on the vacation for a day, it's not impacting my services. Right? If my key person is busy on some other work, we're not waiting on the low priority work, right? They automatically happening for you. In fact, it would go to the further down the line that is going to be keep tracking for you. Have you received that or not? As you receive it, it's going to inform the maintenance personnel as well. You have that repair material received, so you're good for the service. And all of this ultimately brings you three things. It's going to save time, a lot of time, which manually we would have to put in those different steps. Of course, it's going to save money. You're not putting rushing orders, you're not delaying services. Asset's health is always preserved, uh, no services delayed. And the biggest is the compliance part. Because as the system maintains all the paperwork, it backtracks and makes sure each and every paperwork is in place. And I would show you in a quick product demonstration. So with that, uh, I will take a quick product video here and we will dive into how that looks like. So this is the HVI system. It is a system which is available on the desktop version. It is a system which is also available on the mobile version. And the mobile apps is utilized for the field information collection, while the desktop version is primarily used for the. And what we do, there is a multiple users from your organization can connect to the system. It makes super simple for them. And in the journey, so I would just take a moment to bring you to the portal, and we would run a one example scenario. And in that scenario, we would see how it would actually work in the real life scenario. Okay, so I will be sharing my screen back, and we would be diving into how that system gonna work in live scenarios. So this is the portal. It's a multilingual system. All of your team members can interact with the product in the choice of language. If my team member speaks Spanish, they can very well log in their own language through the mobile apps, through the desktop version. Each team member has their own named logins. You have a control over their access, what they can do and what they cannot. They could submit a report, could do the approvals, and then all of your assets are here, all the machineries, vehicles, attachments, service. All the server parts are part of the inventory, which is directly connected to your vendors. It is connected to your accounting softwares. And then that's how we start on the journey of service schedule. So what we're gonna look in this demo, we would go and start that how that AI based automation helps you. In this case, let's say you add a new asset to the platform. And as you would add an asset, the system will ask you, and I'm just quickly taking an example of technology, how it kind of simplifies the journey for you. So I'm focusing more on the information delivery here. And as I click on the add vehicle, it would go ahead and ask you that would you like to have those service schedules created automatically for you. Right? So from this point onwards, you do not need to bother about, hey, what would be the service schedule for Caterpillar 500-hour service or Komatsu or John Deere? System has that information. It will go ahead and create those service plans automatically for you based on the asset details. As we dive, we would see those service plans up and running in system. I would pick one of the example here. All of those plans created by itself. It tells you what part and what service job would be needed for that. So your team member is super clear. Hey, for this 500-hour service, they would receive a notification 50 hours before as the asset is used for next 450 hours of service. System will automatically create a maintenance work order. Uh, the concerned person would receive an email notification, app notification. In this case, Joseph would know, hey, this excavator is coming for service. This is the order looks like. These are the tasks we're going to be doing as part of that. And these are the OEM parts. These specific parts going to be going as part of that service. So pretty much whole details are already in the system. You have choice to reduce the automation if you don't want the work order generated. By default, it will create an order. It will check the spare parts in your inventory. If you have it, it's going to reserve. If you don't, it will create a purchase requisition. If you are using the HVI full automation, it will also create a purchase order and send it to your vendor and keep tracking it until it arrives. So from here, I would dive to how a maintenance work order will look like. In this case, I would take a look on this existing order, which is automatically got created for you. Hmm. And now try to see that if one has to do some part of it manually or perhaps all of it, it's a hell lot of time we are putting to on day-to-day basis. And perhaps the technology is saving that for you so you could use it for better productive means. In this example, that 500-hour service, it puts out this order automatically. Who's going to work on it? If there were any faults reported by your drivers, operators during the inspections, it automatically going to attach those DVIRs. So if everybody has the HVI mobile app and if they are doing daily inspections, all looks good. If there are any issues, it picks it by itself and stuff it to this order. Like in this case, last two report, this came out of inspection. And that was a damage reported by the driver. It's automatically adds it as part of the service order if it is not already fixed. If it is fixed, you can always have a break fix order. If the telematics is connected, your GPS uh, device is connected, the DTC codes come by itself. It's going to be adding them to here if they are still open. It's going to be telling on what date they were reported. So kind of putting all that information in a one single code. I can also have an incident coming here. If asset has been part of an accident or near miss incident, there is a damage to the asset, automatically being pulled those information to the work order. Right? You also know what OEM part goes as part of this. Right? So if I'm the personnel, as a part of planning, it automatically puts all those information together. Right? Now, having all the paperwork attached here, so for the compliance purpose, as this service order gets completed, that's the beautiful part. It will go ahead and backtrack all the paperwork for you based on the completion of this order. And also, it's going to be just running the successive journey of planning. Right? For example, if the spare parts are not available, in this case, this hydraulic tank it has no inventory available, it's out of stock, and you have the logic set, it will go ahead and put a purchase order for you automatically. And in the purchasing system, we have got the purchase orders here, and it has it already ordered for you. Right? You do not have to come here, all tracking at one place. So that makes it super simple for your team members to track what's going on. I can just trace the work order here. This is the purchase order placed. I can see the PDF document of it. This is the document being shared to your vendor from the system side. You have a real-time tracking, you received it or not. And if you have an inventory, it reserves it for you. Already put the details, the planner who's working on it, the time spent to review this order, it's already being placed in that. Any DTC codes coming, any inspection faulty reports, it adds in the remark that as part of this, it is already there. And if any spare purchasing happening to fulfill the service order, they are part of it. So net in net, it's a very comprehensive paperwork, which is typically needed to have a proper accounting record keeping. Now, when I'm going to look back on the inspection reports, that would be the second part here. This is the inspection report coming from the field. The report has its entire details, which is submitted by driver operators from the field. This was the issue reported with the visuals and details around it. So this is the part one of it. Now, as a company, as a business, we are in compliance when we fix this issue on timely. There is a paperwork recorded here which indicate this issue got fixed. So this work order automatically gets attached to your existing maintenance order, and the corrective action gets filled by itself with the notes coming that this is covered in the work order number and who did it. So when that paperwork is available, it marks the corrective action done, it creates a complete paperwork for any future need, like this issue came, who worked on it, did we fix it ever? And that's where it kind of creates a very detailed paperwork. The incident report which was suggested came from the field. It would mark the corrective detail there that under this maintenance work order, all those issues got fixed. The codes coming from the DTC or from your GPS and telematics, they also get flushed out that as part of this service, we have covered it. And net in net, all that information is available for the reporting purpose under analytics. You could download the Excel reports around it. Hey, what all maintenance services coming based on the automation? Or you could run various reports here. How does it look like in terms of what's going on? in the overall preventive maintenance journey. So, with that, we have 5 minutes still left in the journey, and we would like to utilize and let the audience know that there is a wonderful community for HVI. You could engage and gain a lot of information here. There are thousands and thousands of threads around various detailed topic. It can bring very pertinent information around a specific area. And what it does is it's a engagement. People worldwide engaging on these threads, putting information, sharing with each other. I highly recommend to all the audience, mm, take advantage of it. Put any questions not specific to us or product, industry in general, for infrastructure, for machineries, for vehicles. There are thousands and thousands of threads in the system, and a lot of people are engaged here in real time. You have a ton of blogs available helping around the journey, what's new upcoming, how the electrification of machinery industry looks like, how the new things coming around. So there is a lot of value information to recharge your knowledge. There are a ton of questions or details around it, what it looks like. So overall, it's a pretty good place for spend your time and jump charge your knowledge, or refresh around what's going on in the industry. With that, I would appreciate say thank you to all of your time to listening to us. Hope it gives you a bit of information to get going. And to the audience who would like to experience this new cutting edge technology, would like to know that how they can get benefited with this, uh, we will appreciate you reach us through our HVI site or drop a note in the chat. We would be glad to talk about it. As a jumpstart package, we take care of all the integrations for you, all type of OEMs, GPS, accounting software, and any other softwares, including ServiceNow, Salesforce, HVI. Will include that information and create those automatic preventive services plans. We are a global product. We have customers in all the continents, and that helps us to stay product relevant to a lot more. Uh, there are thousands of users worldwide using product daily in different languages, and our community is something we would like to share back with the people who just want to stay connected. Right? So with that, I would take a pause and thank you so much, everybody, for your time, and we'll appreciate if you put any questions, participate in the polls. And if you have further any questions, I would be glad to answer upon. Feel free to put it in the chat. Thank you. And I believe there are polls available in the Q&A. Please share your thoughts around that. It would help the fellow attendees to just know, what things going on around them. And there's an interesting question: what maintenance tasks take up most of your time? And of course, scheduling, planning is something that takes a lot of time, and that's what the poll represent. All right, everybody, I believe we could close the webinar at this point. If you still have questions, feel free to put it in the chat at the later point as well. You could always go on the hvi.app or heavywehicleinspection.com to engage with the product, give a free trial, see how it works for you. The AI features which displayed today are more tailored based on your need. So they are enabled based on one-on-one discussions. And thank you, Jim. I see your message. I appreciate you joining. Okay, all right. Then I think we are up with our time. Mm, I would be closing the streaming. Uh, Thank you.